Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning. Hello, hello. I wanted to take some time today to walk you through the new 2019-22 Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. It went live yesterday, which is very, very exciting. I'm so happy about that. And there's some changes that have been made to it. Stampin' Up! Was very particular, no, that's not the word I want, was very diligent or mindful when making decisions when it came to this catalog. We kind of got to talk about it at our on stage in April, and you may not necessarily know them or know to look for them. So I thought I would take some time today to sort of walk you through. So if you have your catalog, get it out so that we can kind of walk through this together. As I'm going along, if you have any questions, please just write them in the comments. There's a little bit of a delay, but hopefully I will see them on my computer here. So first, let's just start with the catalog itself. You're gonna notice that it's a little thinner than in years past. Stampin' Up! Was very particular about what items and product they carried over into the new catalog. They made sure to carry over items that seemed to be very popular with customers and seemed to be good sellers, and they also brought in product that they thought really served a purpose and that the customers would like and enjoy. They also made it thinner because in other markets, not necessarily here in the United States, but in other markets, they could mail it for cheaper price. I guess it doesn't affect us here in the States, so you know, I'm happy for them. I'm happy that it worked out for them. So let's just go ahead and start opening it up. As you can see, the catalog, the cover is beautiful, very eye-catching, has one of the magnolia flowers here in the corner. I went ahead and had mine spiral bound, which is new for me this year. It's kind of a treat because then I can just flip and it stays open, which is definitely a little treat. So if you are interested, any of your like Office Max or Staples or places like that will do it. It definitely makes this catalog in particular a little easier to manage. So let's just open up to the very first page here. This is our index. It's always a nice little letter from Shelly here, one of the co-founders of Stampin' Up!, and some pictures of her family. Over here to the right, you're going to see our table of contents. This is very important because the first thing you're going to see is it lists all the new bundles in the catalog. So there are 12 of them in particular, and it breaks them down into what category they are and then their name, their suite name, as well as the pages that they can be found on. So that's kind of a nice kind of eye-catching, if you know what you're looking for is in a suite, you can go right to the table of contents and find it on a particular page. Right below it, you're gonna see that there's some icons down here, some things for us to keep in mind and catch while we're flipping through the catalog. The first one here is this kind of sunburst circle, and it says 10% off. So all of our bundles are 10% off when you buy them with the bundle number. So this is a great little feature, something to look out for, and it definitely will be eye-catching as we're trying to find the different bundles in the catalog itself. Something else to keep in mind is this sunburst little N, red N. This marks all and new product that is new to this catalog. So obviously there are some items that have carried over from previous catalogs, from the previous annual catalog, as well as the occasions catalog. But anything that's new will have this little marker on it. So something to keep in mind. It's kind of fun to see all the new ones that they've brought into the catalog. It's just kind of fun. Okay. So the first thing I want to point out is, we're going to come back to this, but first let's go to page 4 and 5. Page 4 and 5, you're going to see is brand new to this catalog, and it's a feature of all the bundles. And it goes on for a couple of pages here. Let's see here. Yep, it ends on page 11, and these are all the bundles in the catalog. So they're alphabetical. Actually, they're not alphabetical. They're by page, sorry. So starting with page 13, we have the woven heirlooms, and it goes on. What's nice about this is that it features the stamp set as well as what it's being bundled with. It can either be bundled with a punch or with dies. And then next to it, it gives you some product samples, which are great. And these are product samples that are different than a product samples that you're going to see actually in the catalog. So you're getting more kind of ideas, things to kind of inspire us and to spark creativity. So it shows all of the bundles. This is great because honestly, many times I'm like, I work with a bundle and I have a question and I can just go to the front, boom, page 17, go there, and I find it right away. Okay? So keep in mind again that you're going to get 10% off on the bundles. And like I said, there's two different kinds of bundles. There's bundles with a punch, such as when we can see on page 23 with the Daisy Lane. So we already have the Daisy punch, but the Daisy Lane is going to be new with the medium punch here. And something that's kind of not necessarily too eye-catching is where the bundles are marked in the catalog. So normally, like, there would be like this box like right next to the product. It'd be very eye-catching to see, oh, it's a bundle. But these ones in this catalog are a little tricky to see. So as you can see up here in the corner is where it's marked that it's a bundle. So you might quickly pass through the catalog and easily miss some of the bundles that are there. So definitely you're going to want to check out the very front of the catalog. Take your time going through looking at all the bundles, because actually in the catalog, they're kind of a little hidden. You kind of have to look for them a little bit. Something else to keep in mind, anything that's outlined in like this very vanilla means that it coordinates with a punch. And then we can see that right down here, there's a little circle with the very vanilla, and it tells us it coordinates with the Daisy punch and the medium Daisy punch. And then if we have a bundle that has dies, such on page 55 with the Ride With Me bundle, anything that's outlined in the smoky slate, the gray, is going to means that there's dies that coordinate with it. So down here they have a little gray circle and it says that it coordinates with the truck ride dies. So very vanilla means a punch and gray means a stamp dies. Okay, and that goes for new bundles as well as any new bundles. There won't have any continuing bundles. So that's that. Now let's go back to page 4. I just want to show you again all the bundles because this is pretty amazing that they did this. So lots of new ones, definitely eye-catching ones. Some of them are in suites, like the Royal Peacock bundle is part of a suite. But some of them are just kind of standalone bundles. The Cuckoo for You bundle, for example, is just by itself. It's not part of a suite. Now, if we were to dive more into suites, let's go to page 144. This is one of the suites. It's the Come Sail Away suite. This is just gorgeous, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, eye-catching, perfect for masculine cards, sympathy cards, projects, memory keeping, all sorts of things. I think this is one of the most versatile suites I've seen. I think you can do a lot with it. Very eye-catching, beautiful, beautiful designs and images included in it. So one of the things that you're going to see different when it comes to these suites is whereas last catalog it was 2 pages on a suite, this time we have 3. So we have 1, 2, and then you're going to flip, and that suite continues over onto the next page. And this was done on purpose for a couple of reasons. One, they wanted to give us more samples. And so if they make it 3 pages, now they can have the samples spread over into the different pages, give us more ideas, and be more detailed in what they did. One of the things they heard from demonstrators was that we have beautiful designer series paper, but sometimes it's just like this little small snippet. And so now, while making it a 3-page suite, now we can see the beautiful designer series paper more up close. You get to see the details, the coloring on it much closer. It's zoomed in and larger, which just makes it easier for you to be able to see the details of it. Sometimes it's hard to see, when it's used in a card and something, but when it's nice and spread out like that, you can really see the beautiful paper. What did Kathy say? I love that this daisy set goes with the other one. Yes, me too, Kathy. They can definitely be used independently. They can use together. Definitely spreads all the possibilities. Oh my goodness, the possibilities are endless. I agree. Okay, So if we switch back here, this is our sail away suite. Again, we're gonna see along the right-hand side here, all the different products that are included in that suite. So keep in mind when they create a suite, everything works together. It's like one big happy family. We have our stamp sets, dies. In this case, we have an embossing folder, designer series paper, a memories and more card pack, some baker's twine, and some trinkets. Down below here, we do see that sailing home bundle again, because you know that 10% little icon is there. That's eye-catching. We can see it there. And then something that's completely new to this catalog is that Stampin' Up! Has created one product code for the whole suite. This is super exciting. So instead of having to like type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 product numbers to get everything in the suite, up here at the top, you're going to see one big product number. This one in the Come Sail Away suite, for example, is 152175. And that product number will give you all the product in the suite. So that is very, very exciting. It makes shopping really easy, especially when you know you just want it all. I want it all, give me one number, easy shopping, easy peasy. Again, the suites are great because all the product works together. It's meant to just make card making such an easy cinch. Kind of takes a lot of the thought process out of it. So you're definitely going to want to look at those. Again, there's 12 suites in the entire catalog. Let's see here. They are Woven Threads, Noble Peacock, Magnolia Lane, Garden Lane, Follow Your Art, Pressed Petals, Bird Ballad, Dino Roar, Perennial Essence, Mosaic Mood, See a Silhouette, and Come Sail Away, like the one I just showed you. Okay? So, hi ladies! My computer has completely frozen, so I can't see comments anymore. Hopefully I'm still live. If I'm live, will you let me know? Just give me like a little hello. I'm going to try and pull up comments again. Okay. So that's kind of suites and things to look forward to and look at. Let's just look at another one for example. The Perennial Essence one is at 106. 106. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 pages. Again, the designer series paper is at the top, showing all the beautiful. My goodness, I'm sorry, people. This paper is gorgeous. So pretty. Oh my goodness. And then again, we have one product suite number to order everything in the product suite. Excuse me. And then plenty of samples for us to look at. Lots of ideas to inspire us to get crafting. Okay, next on my list is I want to point out Stampin' Up! Has given us a couple of, well, I'm just going to show you. Go to page 43. It's easier just to show you than to try and describe it, I suppose. So Stampin' Up! Has put together this kind of like pause in the catalog for a certain type of product. In this case, All Stitched Up is what it is titled. And it gives us a couple of samples, but it lists 6 items, 6 dies that all are stitched in this catalog. So if you're like me and you just love everything stitched, like they honestly have me at stitched, you can easily just order them all right here. They have the products number, the price, and then if you want to look at what page they are on, 195 and then 196. The same thing goes if you flip to page 80. Right here, 80. If you love the distinctive stamps, they're really they look real. I'm trying to see how they describe it. I guess they don't describe it up there. But they're called distinctive. They just look real. There's one there. These ones are the same. So it lists all the distinctive stamps that is in the catalog for you to look at. So it's something that you really like and you're like, I just want all the distinctive stamps. There you go. Easy peasy. Right there. I'm trying to see. I can't tell if I'm still live or not. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Next on page 139. Where are we? There we go. They give us some technique kind of snippets in this as well. So on page 139, it's using the new Seaside Notion stamp set. And in this case, it's showing you how to do the mirror image, which is a fun technique. It kind of stretches your stamp sets even more and really showcases them off and what all the possibilities. And it shows you a couple things that you would need to make these cards. But over here, it shows you step 1 and step 2, how to go about doing making that mirror image technique. If you flip back to page 109, where are we? Right here. This shows you the eclipsed technique, which is fun using like letter dies. And it gives you a couple of examples there. Okay, this uses the, let's see here, the Praiseworthy Prose bundle. They're the new letter cutouts. Beautiful, beautiful. Love it a lot. Okay, and then if we go to page 85, oops, there we go. Up here it shows, I don't know if you necessarily would call this a technique or just a fun way to use the product. A new, I don't know, you wouldn't really necessarily call it a technique. I would call it just a way to use the product. It shows you how to fill a spritzer with a refill and then to spray it on our laser cut specialty paper here. So there's that. And then on page 77, there's another little snippet about, again, not necessarily a technique, but a fun way to use our product in using the pigment sprinkles and aqua painter. And you spritz the paper and then sprinkle the pigment on it. Okay? Let me just see if there's any comments here. I have no idea if I'm still alive. Oh, okay. I think I am. I think I'm good. Whew. I thought my computer is not cooperating, so I can't see any comments over here. So hopefully I'm good. Okay, now let's flip to the accessories for a second. There's some new things that Stampin' Up! Brought in there. So we're going to go to page 162. I have you flipping everywhere here. Your catalog's going to be nice and broken in by the time we're done. So sometimes when you are shopping for a card stock or maybe an ink pad or something like that, it can be a little confusing to see these grids. And I don't know about you, but it's very easy to accidentally put in the wrong product number for the wrong color. So what you're going to see that Stampin' Up! Did here is they took, in this case like Blushing Bride, and they carried that color all the way across to the cardstock, the Stampin' pad, and the ink refill. So if I need Pear Pizzazz, I know for sure that that's the product number because the color is behind it. It's an easy way just to follow along and not accidentally put in the wrong product number. It happens. Definitely happens. Okay, now let's flip to page 191, which is here. Okay, these are all of our dies. That's what they start on 191 and they continue on. You're going to see that there are now 3 to a row, as opposed to 4. This enables us to really see the details of the dies a lot clearer, to get a better image as to what they look like, and to just facilitate when purchasing dies alone. If you don't get a good enough look in the bundle section or on the product page, you can always see them here bigger. And they did the same thing with the embossing folders. So instead of 4 to a row, there's only 3, which really affords it that we can see the details a lot easier. Just make shopping it. So sometimes they were, especially the subtle one. I remember the last catalog. It was so hard to see the detail on it, but this one I can definitely see what it looks like. No problem there. Keep in mind that right now, any of the 3D embossing folders that carried over, so that would be basket weave, corrugated, country floral, lace, layered leaves, which else? Pinewood planks, seasonal wreath, subtle, tin tile, and tufted. Right now, they're not orderable. So they did carry over into the catalog, but they're not available for purchase right now. Stampin' Up! Did let us know that they would let us know. They would let us know when they know when they would be available again, unfortunately. So we just have to be patient for those. But there are a bunch of new ones that are in here. Stampin' Up! Did tell us that because these are being manufactured differently, they are thinner than our previous 3D folders. So when using them with our current die cutting machine, they are suggesting that we purchase a new product that's going to be coming out. Beginning of June is when we were told, although we don't have a specific date. It's called the 3D embossing folder. That's not what it's called. 3D embossing, I think it's platform. I wrote it down wrong. It's going to be for $10, and it just makes the new 3D folders fit better in our die cutting machine. So as soon as that becomes available, I will be sure to pass that information on. Something to keep in mind and to kind of keep our eyes out for. These ones that are, what color is that? Like a Calypso Coral are the 3D ones, and the ones that are like the Purple Posy are just our regular embossing folders. They're not the super thick ones. Alrighty, okay. So some things that are missing from the current annual catalog that was in the previous one is the adhesive chart they did away with, and they also did away with the greetings index. So if you're looking for those items, I am told that they will be available for demonstrators to print out, and I would be happy to get those in your hands if you so wish. Okay, so if you're new and starting out with Stampin' Up, something that I want you to keep in mind is if you go to page 2 and 3, this is very, very important when you're just starting out and you're kind of a beginner here. These are our stamps page and our colors. Right now, Stampin' Up has 2 different stamps that are available. We have the red rubber, which is in cling, and then we have a photopolymer. With both of these, you're going to need to mount them in blocks. Both of them require a block. The red rubber the cling is just like our previous clear mount, except that it's super sticky and sticks right to our block. It doesn't fall off. It's has a nice adhesive on it that will keep it on the block from falling. And the photopolymer is nice when you're trying, well, it says it here, when you're trying to do 2-step stamping, if you need to repeat patterns, to mix and match, as well as accurate alignment. So when you just need to be a little bit more precise, the photopolymer is really, really, really helpful. And then over here we have all of our colors. Oh, they're so pretty. I could just look at this page all day. So pretty. We have the neutrals, brights, subtles, and regals. We have a 3 basics, Whisper White, Very Vanilla, and Basic Black. And then we have our 5 returning 2018-2020 in colors, and then the new 2019-2021 in colors. Okay, so that's just a nice kind of, you know what, I usually sometimes in the past actually rip this page out of the catalog and just keep it right next to my desk, like on a cork board, because it's nice to see the different colors, and sometimes we forget what we have and whatnot. So if you're just starting out, you may want to consider pulling this out and just kind of keeping it nearby your crafting station. Okay, so let's flip to page 200 now. I know we're going basically from one end to the other. And this is where all of our kits start. So on page 200 on the bottom, you're going to see the 3 different kinds of kits that we have. We have the project kits, we have the all-inclusive kits, and then we have the paper pumpkin kits. The first one here is our project kit. This is where you buy the project apart from the stamp set. This is great to do with like friends or getting a group of ladies together or family together. You buy the kit separately, and then you buy the stamp set separately, and then you have to provide a couple of, it looks like 5 ink pads, some dimensionals, adhesives, snips, and liquid glue. If you're looking for your all-inclusive card kits, there are 3. These include the kit as well as the stamp set. So one product number gives you everything you need to make. This top one makes 15 cards, and these bottom ones make 20. This one on top is new. These ones are returning. So that's great for if you're a beginner and you're feeling very overwhelmed by all this and you have no clue where to start or what to do. This is a great kickoff, great place to start, kind of get your feet wet in the crafting stamping world. If we flip to the next page on 204, these are our Hostess exclusive stamp sets. I believe there are, I was going to say 3. There's 4 of them. Soft Spring, Time for Tags, New Wonders, and Believe You Can. These are Hostess exclusives. In order to get these, you have to be hosting a party. And if you have any questions, up on top here, you can see our Hostess rewards. Whether you're hosting a party or just placing a nice sized order, any order or party over or starting with $150, you'll get 10% off in free, not off, you'll get 10% in free product. Once you hit the 300 mark, it goes up to 12 and then increments from there. Once you hit 450, you actually get a 50% off item. So if you have your eye on any of these Hostess exclusives, you're definitely going to want to get a party going and definitely take advantage of those great rewards that you can earn. Okay, something else to keep in mind, on page 20, I'm telling you, your catalog is going to be so broken in by the time here I'm done. We have, well, first of all, there's this great Everything Amazing stamp set. This is so fun. It has the word amazing kind of going through it, and then these other words that you can interject. But I highly recommend, in this case, with this stamp set in particular, using the Stamparatus. And you can see that it's kind of featured right above it with your step 1, step 2, step 3, kind of walking you through how to go about using it. What's neat is there's a couple new things that they have added. Let's see here. Did I write those down? I did. 185. Keep your hand there. Don't lose that place. On 185, it features the Stamparatus in its all together, including its bag, which is so fun and so cute. Love it. But you're going to see 2 new items down here. Again, they have that starburst end, so it points it out. They have a Stamparatus foam mat, which basically replaces the current mat that it came with. And then there's a Stamparatus Deluxe foam mat, which is super fun. I'm imagining, I don't have it, but I would imagine it's the same mat, but it's got a grid on it. So they do sell the grid paper separately, which is kind of great when you have to stamp off or if your image is being stamped off the cardstock, so you don't actually stamp onto the mat. That's great. But the foam mat here with the grid is just so fun when you're trying to line something up, and it does say plastic laminate. So it's got like a laminate on it, which is really, really great. So 2 new items to go with our Stamparatus. Okay. Now we flip to page 34. Another fun new product is down here on the bottom, the scalloped note cards and envelopes. It's found on page 168. You know, I didn't see how many come in each. Let's look. 168, it says 20 cards and 20 envelopes, 5 each of 4 colors. Balmy blue, old olive, light pink, and terracotta tile. So these are fun. They come with the cards as well as the envelope.